This is Apple iOSGenius on YouTube, and I wanted to go through a quick overview of the possible pricing scheme that Apple is doing. This is currently a review of going over what their pricing scheme is on apple.com as well as in stores and their Apple products. That it seems like they want to, if you want a certain system and you want to get to a better or maximum ability of that system or that productivity of that what you might be doing, that you need to upgrade another $300-400 to the much better and better systems out there available. And I've already conversed this with one of my colleagues, and it seems it might be very much true, as he is taking business aspect applications in college. So what we're going to do is go through an overview. This is a MacBook Pro 13-inch 2.5 gigahertz i5 mid 2012 edition, and this is also, I just recently purchased this actually just a couple days ago in January of 2013. So I'm going to go right here to Safari, and they stated that this laptop comes pre-built with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 4 gigs RAM. That's really nothing, very minimal. Someone's just going to be basic surfing, possibly emailing, and that's pretty much it. As anyone who's an intensive user needs at least 8, 16, or 32 gigs. Here, as we state, is apple.com. Here's my 13-inch 2.5 that I've purchased and I'm currently using. And it is a 4 gigabyte, has internal, out of box, and so forth. Now, if you go to the select option, it says that you can upgrade it and go to an 8 gigabyte, but they won't have this in store. So then now you got to wait another week, 2 weeks, even though it says here available 1 to 3 business days. Technically, it's not. So it's really when they have availability or so. So my question was, I was thinking, oh, 8 gigabytes. Okay, I can go with that. But I recently went to a iMac. It was my first iMac that I purchased. And I went here, and this iMac here, it states $12.99, comparable price to the MacBook Pro that I currently have. Here it has 8 gigs, so I went with that instead. And then I realized that it actually just goes up to 16 gigabytes, according to their website. Now, the only problem is, and say if 16 gigabytes is not good enough for you and you need it larger, you actually had to go back to iMac, and then upgrade to a model that they would have available that you can actually upgrade to 32 gigs. So basically here now, instead of $1,300, now you're looking to spend about $1,800. Since that would own this, as I know, it already goes to a 32 gig, but you would have to upgrade it to that. So on top of the $500-600 upgrade to go to a newer and better device that has more capability of a larger memory slot, you also, on top of that, will have to pay additional pricing of $600. So really right now they're making like $1,000 profit off of you. Okay, so as much as any techie out there that knows, memory doesn't really cost that expensive. So what I did on my hand is, since I bought a MacBook Pro, this is actually my third one, and if you go to the select option, as you can see, it only goes to 8 gigabytes. But entirely, it actually goes much larger than that. So this specific model that I have that's on your screen now actually goes up to 16 gigabytes. But Apple says, no, it doesn't. According to the website, it doesn't. I've even called Apple Care directly, and 2 different associates at 2 different times have informed me it only goes to 8 gigabytes. That if I wanted to do a 32 gigabytes, I would need to go to a much larger model or higher model. Not sure what model that was. I forgot. Oops, that's only a 750. See, this one here as well, it says 8 gigabytes maximum memory. And if you try to upgrade the memory, you can't upgrade. You're stuck. So, I hate to be stuck. I hate to be restricted. So basically what I did was I also went to the Apple Store and asked for a few specialists. And they all stated and reconfirmed as well that it only goes to 8 gigs. Now, what I did is, on another hand, I went to macsales.com. This is not a promo with Mac sales, or I'm not promoting them or so forth, but this is where they pretty much they do a lot of test and checks on the actual Apple products, even though Apple says otherwise that you can or cannot do. So here you can actually customize your computer by memory, internal hard drives, external hard drives, Thunderbolt, and optical drives, even Blu-ray, which I've done on one of my MacBook Pros. I have installed a Blu-ray player just for the heck of it. Well, if we go to memory, and you scroll down a little bit here, you have a MacBook and MacBook Pro. Memory upgrades are up to 16 gigabytes. And you'd be like, what? Oh, wait a second. These might be various models. It's not my specific model. So what I did is I looked it up and I checked. There's a 2012 MacBook Pro, and I will verify this with everyone on YouTube that I do have a 2012 MacBook Pro. So here, how to find your model number. It's a MacBook Pro 9,1 and 9,2. I have an actual 9,2. And you can also select this link where it says find my model ID. It would actually populate another window and it will show you directions and how to find that information. So to find your model ID number, it is very easy. By going to the Apple icon, you can just select about this Mac. And then here you can see that I'm running 10A2. I'm running a 2.5 gigahertz Intel Core i5. And it's a 16 gigabytes is what I'm physically running and installed. Again, according to Apple, says you can only go to 8 gigabytes, and that is your maximum capability. If you wanted to get 16 gigabytes in your MacBook Pro, you would actually go ahead and need to purchase a much more higher end model. So basically, they're making the $500, $600, or $300 profit on top of you as well. So I went to Mac sales, and it says otherwise that specific model identified ID number that I can actually go to 16 gigabytes. And before I even went here, I went through a few forums and so forth, and someone caught my eye and says, hey, you can go to 16 gigabytes. Hey, that's kind of weird. It doesn't say that according to Apple. So here we did this, and let me just open another window. And what I did to re-verify, I went to crucial.com. Again, not promoting crucial.com or any ways or forward of this. This is just my definite research and so forth to re-verify. So I did a system scanner, scan my computer, and then go ahead and agree to this, download the scanner, downloads a file, get it pretty quick, pretty fast. There it is. I've already downloaded this earlier, but I can just rescan it just for your verification. And here it actually pops up to say the MacBook Pro that I have, 13-inch and 15-inch. Check that out, 15-inch as well. So really, if you don't really have to spend the 15-inch model price. You can actually just spend the 13-inch model price, and then you get the 2012, mid 2012. And as you can see down here, it is the PC3 12800, and which is occupying right now 16 gigabytes, and as you can see, it's currently as well installed 16 gigabytes. So I guess it's a pricing scheme that Apple's trying to do, that it says that it can only do this and that, but intentionally it can actually do a whole lot more, but Apple's not verifying or stating, yes, it can do more. So actually I went to an Apple store and I said, hey, you know what? My computer's running fast, I like it and so forth, but I said, hey, why is your apple.com website show otherwise, that it's only going up to 8 gigabytes and not 16? And they were all speechless. They said they didn't know why, and they're not sure. They just stated that it can crash your computer and so forth, and Apple doesn't recommend it, but it actually does it. And no, it does not void your warranty if you do have an Apple Care or just standard warranty. So that's what I want to share out with everyone out there. And just to re-verify, I will show you my model identified number. As here it says MacBook Pro 9,1. Go here, about my Mac. Here we go again, 16 gigabytes. I did more info. And then here again, re-verifies that I have 16 gigs installed. To triple check, you go to memory. And memory shows you have two 8 gigabyte slots currently in use. And then finally, you can go to System Report to verify your model ID number. And there you go. It's a MacBook Pro 9,2. And I'm running 16 gigabytes. According to Apple, you can only run 8. So this is what I just wanted to share out with you guys. Be careful when you purchase an Apple product. Apples are really cool. I really like it, really enjoy it. Wow, look at all these calendar things that I have here. Yes, I use my Mac a lot. Sorry about that for interesting information of everybody's birthday that's going on this week. And anyone else's birthday out there on YouTube. Please enjoy yourself, and please feel free to leave any comments or suggestions or so forth in the list below. As well, you can always come on over back to my site at Apple iOSGenius on YouTube for any additional information in regards of possible more additional Apple schemes or tricks, tips, and everything else. Thank you, of Apple. Good day.